I will start my reading practice from the book Clear Thinking by Shane Parrish. What applies in the train example applies to many other cases. While you might be seated on your couch reading this book and not moving at all, from the sun's point of view, you are moving at 67,000 miles per hour around it. Having an outside perspective on your situation allows you to see more of what is actually happening. Changing your perspective changes what you see. Shifting your frame of reference is a powerful safeguard against blind spots. Earlier, we saw that Michael Abrashoff was able to turn around the performance of the USS Benfold by shifting his frame of reference. Rather than continuing to see things from the Benfold's established frame of reference, a frame in which it was normal for officers to treat sailors as second class citizens, Abrashoff shifted his frame of reference and looked at things instead from the perspective of ordinary sailors and ordinary fairness. I once had a coworker who was also a friend. One day he walked into my office with some news. I figured out what I am doing wrong. He said, I am so busy trying to prove to everyone I am right that I can't see the world from their point of view. The problem was not that he was not smart, he was. It was not that he didn't work hard, he did. The problem was that he could not relate to other people because he had not even made any effort to see things through their eyes. Now he had come to realize it himself and started to change his behavior. From that point on, whatever he discussed something with anyone at work, he would start by offering his impressions of how the other person saw things. Then he would ask, what did I miss? Asking this question is a clear move. It implies that he is open to correction and gives the other person a chance to correct him. One of the deepest rooted human instincts is to correct other people. So, by asking this question, he makes it easy for the other person to engage with him. Then, if the other person does in fact correct him, it reveals to him which factors are most important to that person. When the other person is done answering that first question, my friend still does not offer his own thoughts right away. He first asks a follow up question, what else did I miss? This approach to interpersonal communication is an example of a reference shifting safeguard. Asking the two questions and listening to the answers people give him forces him to see things through other people's eyes. Taking the time to do that protects him against a tendency that he identified as a weakness. A few months after making this change, he became a conduit between his team and the rest of the organization. As time went on, people started asking that he accompany his boss to meetings. When his boss eventually moved to a new role, everyone wanted him to fill the vacancy. He never even had to ask. Chapter 3.3, How to Handle Mistakes. Mistakes are an unavoidable part of life. Even the most skilled people make mistakes because there are so many factors beyond our knowledge and control that impact our success. This is true especially when we are pushing the boundaries of knowledge or potential on the frontier of what we can know or do. There are no wagon tracks to follow, no familiar landmarks, no mile markers, no road maps to guide us. We are moving forward without the benefit of anyone else's hindsight. Missteps will happen. Part of taking command of our lives is managing those missteps when they do happen. When things don't work out the way we would like, most of us default to blaming the world rather than ourselves. This is a form of what psychologists call self-serving bias, a tendency to evaluate things in a way that protect or enhance our self-image, which I mentioned earlier when discussing self-accountability. When people succeed at something, they tend to attribute their success to their own ability or effort. I am really smart. I worked really hard. I knew all the angles. By contrast, when people fail at something, they tend to attribute their failure to external factors. My boss doesn't like me. The test was unfair, etc. In other words, heads I am right, tails I am not wrong. If you got some results you didn't want, the world is telling you at least one of the two things. The one is you are unlucky, the second is your ideas about how things work were wrong. Thank you. That's it for the day.